Hello, hello, everybody. Uh, we're just setting up, and Rye is getting, or Ladonia is getting her little grubby paws into the Girl Scout cookies.
Because I need sugar.
We've had mostly of a relaxing day running around and getting levels done, which is good.
It's like mic trouble still.
Yeah, we heard a squeak beep. Unfortunately, one of the problems that we've been having is that poor Ladonia's headsets are slowly giving out. Particularly the mic. So.
At this rate, I'm not sure it's slow.
Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm sorry.
And the annoying thing is the headphones are perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's just
Which
the
means
mic.
the only way I know that anything has gone wrong is when people don't respond to jokes.
I'm sorry. Well, the good news is that most of this year's event is my lines.
Yeah, but,
Oh, and
I'm
it
going to
stopped
listen for the laugh track,
raining!
and if I don't...
Yay!
Yes.
So pulling out our umbrellas in hopes that it stopped raining was a good thing. Put that away. Well, shall we talk to a very enthusiastic Ellison about St. Valentine's Day? Since that's the holiday this week.
Actually on season this time.
No, Ace, it wouldn't help because we'd never hear the joke anyway. And we've got quite the crowd.
Trust me, the headphones don't have a good sense of humor.
Astrid. I hope Koopa Coop survives this season. Really? Is that all you have to say?
Yes.
Lisette de Valentine.
Boy, this place is just crowded. No love lost. Lisette de Valentine has her mitts full this Valentine's Day.
'Tis the season of ardor and affection, and of romance is thick upon the air. I, Lisette of Houseville Valentone, entreat you, dearest one, to breathe deep and take love's richness, its cloying, rosy radiance, into your bosom. Hold a moment, travelers. These faces, yes, I know them well. You are love's humblest servants. Ardor and adoration's foremost champion. Ah, what a delight it is to see you once again, and in such a blessed times as these. Alas, every rose has its thorns, and even the fairest of the seasons is not without its trials. Indeed, trouble is afoot, and it threatens the hearts of all the realm. Do you recall a Moogle by the name of Koopla Koop? A self-styled, magnificent maestro of the myriad matters of the heart? A heart-shaped palm? Ring any bells? Ah, excellent. Those woes we speak of are specifically his.
Woe is him.
Woe! Woe! Valentine's
And
Day.
we looked upon the Moogle in woe. Whoa.
Whoa.
No. Whoa. No. Whoa. W-O-E.
Whoa.
Matter. It's kind of the opposite way around as Church in the Jungle.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound good, Foxfire. I hope you feel better.
I hope it's at least good ginger ale.
Valentine's Day is a joyous occasion, but not always for those who acquit themselves as post-moogles of the realm. Kupka Cope has his poor paws full, delivering heartwarming missives far and wide, hither and thither. Though he would never admit it, I fear he's at wit's end. But you, benevolent adventurers that you are, can provide precisely what our Hissert Herald requires oh so desperately. Pray, lend Kupka Cup your talents and retrieve him from the edge whereupon his wit now teeters so precariously. A working adventurer is a happy adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
Marvelous! You are heroes through and through. Kupka Cope will be so relieved. I shall fetch him at once.
And of course, the subject of today's questing is, all together now,
Love.
Brew Love.
This one's yours.
Yes. Why, could it be? So it is! Ladonia! Rena! Returned again this year to aid us in another Valentine's Day celebration, have you? Once an emissary of love, always an emissary of love, Kubo!
Something like that.
Now then, I hear from Astrid that you would help me in my hour of need, for which I am most grateful. However, it is not the work itself that vexes me, but rather a colleague of mine, a clueless courier newly inducted into our vocation. Every Valentine's Day, we emissaries are overtaxed, and this season has proven no exception. I had hoped to nip this issue in the bud by petitioning the Deputy Pusmoogle for a helping paw or two. He obliged, but has sent someone altogether worthless, an undisciplined tyro. To make matters worse, the daft thing is painfully ignorant in the ways of the heart. You should hear the way she speaks to the clientele. What an ugly gift! Love must be blind, and such nonsense. Left to her own devices, I fear she will ruin Valentine's Day, Kupo.
Oh, that's not good.
Give the girl the axe, you cry. The impulse is very much with me, I assure you, but I can't rightly turn away the very assistance for which I begged. I would come across as the most wretched ingrate to ever have wings. Yet I haven't the time to train her, let alone the patience.
Fret not, our harried herald. You are right to have sought our help, for I have come upon the cleverest of solutions to your predicament. We shall enlist the help of our doughty adventurers and the House Valentine's very own Astrid to accompany said callous carrier. You cannot be surprised at my suggestion. 'Tis the most natural fit. Rena, Ladonia, so skilled with so many subjects, will teach your assistant the delicate art of the post, while Astrid shall instruct the Moogles in the ways of adorer and adoration. There! A splendid plan, if I do say so myself.
Are you both sure you're up to the task? Isn't it too great a bother?
It's a bother, but we'll do it.
What a seasonable relief indeed, Kupo. I shall bring her to you at once, for there is not a moment to lose.
Oh, you know this is
Away
going
he
to go
goes.
well.
Kazboko.
Yeah, what's Poco doing here? I thought they were off at Labyrinthos.
A Poost Shokubo's duties are never over.
Apparently not.
May I introduce to you my fledgling Pusmoogle charge, Pukti Pico, and her loyal chocobo, oh dear, this is rather awkward. I confess your friend's name has slipped my mind, Kupo.
Salutations, one and all. As for my chocobo, his name can't have slipped your mind, because he hasn't one. So I refer to him as simply my partner dear, or when I'm feeling particularly silly, Bird. Many an acquaintance of mine has attempted to provide him a name or two, but none of them have ever stuck. Or should I say, I always forget them? In any case, you may call him whatever you like. It makes no difference, at least of all to him.
Quack, quack.
You are too friendly for your own good, bird.
Name's Bo. Remember. Yes, well, be that as it may, I have tasked Bookdeep Miko with 3 deliveries, all of which I would ask you to join her on.
These two are to accompany me? Very well. Who am I to turn away, whatever you are? Our first step is the Carpenter's Guild. Bird and I shall await you there.
Foxfire. They should have said a poet. No, really, they should have.
Yes, they should have. How fortunate Puckty Pico is to be joined by the emissaries such as you and Ladonia and Astrid. For the better pair than you, for what better pair than you and she to teach our poor benighted post-Moogle the ways of ardor and affection, the path to the heart and soul. Yeah, what she said. So off it is! Ta-ta-ta! To the Carpenter's Guild.
And, shoot, what was it you were telling me on our way to lunch? About questing. And the guild.
Oh, I went and did this on my character I have over on the JP data center questing. And I show up and I come over to Lisette to do the Valentine's Day quest, and I realized 2 or 3 other guildies are there as well. And the FC master just pops off with, I see it's us late people trying to fight to get this done before it goes away. And it just evolved into, yes, fight, on.
Yes.
Trying to get it done. Astrid. Let's see how Puckty Pico equates herself. Surely she can't be so terrible as Koopa described.
Shirley.
Oh.
Don't call her Shirley. Order, affection, and alliteration.
Oh, the recipient is out on an errand or some such. A pity. As for the parcel, well, since no one's available to take it, I say we just leave it any old place. There are other assignments to get on with, after all. Say now, hold on there a moment. I'm no post-Moogle, granted, but merely abandoning a package like this before the door seems a touch disrespectful, does it not? What we have here is a gift, an item created with love and care. It deserves to be treated as such. For who is it from, exactly? Oh, a young woman, if memory serves. Daughter of the man meant to receive this. Oh, yes, there was something about her training at the Culinarians Guild, I think. My memory is hazy. We wouldn't want anyone to steal the parcel.
Yeah, porch pirates are a real problem.
Oh, total scum and villainy. You make an interesting point. The man is out on an errand, yes? Well, and since he is with the Carpenter's Guild, it stands to reason he's out collecting lumber, and from the Botanist Guild like as not. We shall start our search there, for a Valentine's Day gift must be delivered straight into the recipient's hands.
Oh, I want to see the USPS do that.
The Post-Moogles are the USPS. At least in this game. Yeah, post-smoogles, we're actually skipping them on the buns for a reason.
Sadly.
But there is actually an entire chain of lore quests with the post-Moogle going around and catching up on all these NPCs that you met during the course of A Realm Reborn. They are
Yeah.
hilarious, they are wonderful, they are sad, there are like 30-something of them. I believe we found the man of whom the packages is intended. Mr. Carpenter? Uh-oh, I heard the beep of Ladonia's mic cutting out. This might take a little bit. Why do we have to have tech problems now? Oh, this is not good. It's not coming back, is it?
No, it just takes a while to repair.
Ah, okay. You're back.
Because I have to turn the headphones off and on.
Right.
And when I turn them on, they have to repair with the dongle.
Gotcha. I'm sorry.
I need to remember to actually try pulling the dongle itself and see if that helps. Now, what was the last thing before we got here? Because I was saying something and you weren't hearing me.
Oh, sorry?
Oh, Poosmoogle quests. Yeah. One of the things that also makes it a little long for us to do is they all take you long distance across the realm, back and forth, like 3 or 4 times each.
Yeah.
So they take forever to do, but some of them are truly inspired, hilarious, and not entirely safe for work in one case.
Oh gosh, yeah. We're not going there.
They don't say anything outright. I mean, if you're old enough to understand the innuendo, you're old enough to hear the innuendo.
Let's put it this way. It involves the main captain of the guard who guards the high bridge over in Eastern Thanalan.
Yep.
By the name of Hubert Longhaft.
Yeah.
We'll let you run with that.
From there.
Yeah, it totally goes downhill from there. Anyway.
The line I will never forget from that one.
You're spoiling it.
It's not as if we're doing it.
Fair enough.
Is it's him who's a male Makudi of the which tribe is it that tends to have the harems?
No. He was actually Hjor.
Oh, he was?
Yes, he's
okay.
Hjor.
Okay, but 2 of the assistants that help him guard the bridge are female Makudi. And he's telling them, you have served me long and you have served me well. But we all know there's enough man, and I am enough man to go around for the both of you.
It's like
I managed to spoil it.
Yeah.
30 seconds ago. But it's bad enough just in that version.
Yeah. And when they start pulling out the fursuits, we'll just leave it at that. Low Train Carpenter.
Yes. What is it?
A delivery for you, sir. You weren't at the guild, so we came a-calling. So we took the liberty of tracking you down.
All right, give it here then. Oh, what's all this? Valentine's Day chocolate. Now this is a surprise. My daughter's an apprentice in the Culinarians Guild, you see. I'd heard she'd been selected to make the chocolates for the festivities this year. I certainly didn't expect to receive any myself.
And how wonderful that you did. It's not every day one's daughter's accorded the honor of crafting such a beautiful confectionery. She must be quite the culinarian.
That she is. My pride and joy, that girl. What a pleasant surprise this package was. Certainly made my day. Can't thank you enough for bringing it all the way out to me like you have. I'll never forget this kindness. And away he goes.
Goodness, it seems a bit of an overreaction to be handed some food, doesn't it?
That's what savvy Pussmoogles call customer satisfaction, Kupo.
Kupo! Agreed. If there's a lesson to be learned here, Bhakti, joy is not meant to be kept to oneself. It is a feeling that yearns to be shared, and we played our part in bringing him happiness, so it is little wonder that he wishes to share his felicity with us. So, joy is meant to be shared. Well, when you put it that way, I suppose that's not a foreign concept. When something makes me smile or laugh, I tend to talk my companion's ear off about it, and I'm often made the happier for it. But enough about that. Time is wasting. Let's be off to our next delivery. The recipient is waiting at Whistling Miller by the look of it. You're talking about Moogles. Moogles are a love-hate relationship thing.
Mm-hmm.
You love them, and then you want to, beat their palms together.
Yeah.
Because they did something stupid.
And it's interesting the different versions you'll get in different games.
Mm-hmm.
Like in, Ring of Fates, which is the second Crystal Chronicles game. The Moogles are all the merchants, and they're almost to the point of, if you don't buy something from me, an accident might happen.
People love them and people hate them in equal measure at the same time.
This too.
I'm slightly concerned for our fair recipient. She appears to be in a state. I wonder, how are you doing, wherever you are? I wish I could hear of your travels, your adventures. It's been ages since I last heard word from you. Pardon me, but I'm a delivery for you, ma'am. For me? Oh, it's one of my dearest companions. And look what they've sent. Pink seashells. Are they not extraordinary? Look at their vibrancy. Ah, a card. Happy Valentine's Day. How delightful. Shells? Empty
The
ones?
weather is not so delightful.
You can't even eat those. At least the other fellow received chocolate. Bhakti, that's abominably rude. You must forgive our friend here. She's not accustomed to deliveries such as these. There's nothing to forgive, I assure you. I could hardly be upset after receiving a gift like this, and from a loved one that I've not seen in quite some time. My friend, you see, is an adventurer in their own right. They enjoy being cryptic, though, and never outright tell me where they've been. Rather, they make me guess by dropping hints in the form of curiosities such as these. What a blessing this parcel is. I was only just beginning to wonder how they were faring and where their journeys had brought them. Thank you, Miss Postmoogle. You've brightened my day. Love is a mystery indeed, and a funny one at that. It is my pleasure to tell you, Bhakti, that love is a many-splendored thing, and we each have our own unique way of expressing it. The friendship between that girl and her adventurer companion is a perfect example. That gift, which appears mere flippantly to you, is a treasure in her eyes. Hmm. What
I thought we wouldn't get the third one.
what do you
It's
say?
important. It's important for adventurers to check in with their loved ones.
I'll agree with that. It is oft said that no news is good news, but I very much doubt that could be the case for those in your line of work.
Somewhere back east, someone's saying,
Why
"Why don't
he
he write?"
So you mean to say that her friend's way of telling the young woman that all is well? Their way of assuaging any worries might be harboring safety about their safety? Hmm, how fascinating. To be sure, were I separated from my bird here by expansive seas or vast mountain ranges, I'd like to hear from him from time to time. Perhaps not every day, that would be irksome. But to know that he's in good health and would not be altogether disagreeable, I suppose. Anywho, any sense of losing ourselves in thought, not when a parcel sits burning a hole in my satchel. Kupo! Our next delivery takes us to Apkala Falls. Let's away!
Kupo.
Also, like any other character and race, all the Mughals themselves can be annoying as a whole, but there are individuals who are better. Some are better than others.
Yeah, and oh boy. In a bit, once we can get through a few more patches, we will get to know more about Mughals than we ever wanted to know.
Yeah, and that's a problem. This will be our third and final delivery of the day. Goodness, I don't know how these Mughals do it. Looting the lad.
Really, they ought to be here by now. Don't tell me my gift has fallen afoul of the bandits on its journey here.
Greetings, sir. I have for you a parcel from one of Old Dahl's preeminent art dealers. Kupo!
At last, her earrings, they've arrived. Goodness gracious, how stunning they are. This craftsmanship, this
Uh-oh, you just cut out again. You're right about it cutting out in mid-sentence. Hello, Octi! We're in the middle of St. Valentine Day quests, and mic trouble. Oh yeah, oh, ow, ow.
As you can hear.
Yes. It is buzzing quite peculiarly. Well, the thing... There you are.
Welcome back.
The thing is the headset is only a couple months old.
Yeah. Usually it takes at least 6 months before I have problems.
Do you need to go back, or do you still have the bubble?
I have the bubble.
Okay.
At last, your earrings, they've arrived. Goodness gracious, how stunning they are. This craftsmanship, this meticulous attention to detail. I couldn't have hoped for a better present for my wife. She'll be over the moon to receive them. And I am a little ashamed of myself to realize just who the artisan was now instead of the last time we did this.
And who do you think the artisan is?
Godbert.
Of course it's Godbert! Who else would
Their
it be?
earrings, it'd be a goldsmith. And goldsmith from Ul'dah.
Well,
Which I
Ul'dah
didn't think
is...
of too much last time because the Goldsmiths Guild is in Ul'dah, but I realized, no. If this is top end,
It's going to be Godbert.
It's going to be Godbert. 12 help us. Her birthday is coming up, you see, and I wanted to ensure her special day is just that. I've even given Koopa and Koop's palm a vigorous pat. I hear tell that one touch is enough to bring a couple little happiness for all their years to come. Let's hope so. You did well to bring these all the way out here without a scratch on them, you know? I'd begun to worry that by the time I received them, the poor things would be nothing more than scuffed, dented rocks. You've got a bright future ahead of you in the Postal Service, friend. Thank you. Most earrings would not be anywhere near that delicate.
Now this is odd. There's a flutter in my chest, a tickle in my stomach. Kupo, have I taken ill? Or do compliments and words of gratitude always elicit this sort of response? Trust me when I say you are not ill, Pukti. That flutter you feel, those ticklish sensations you describe, that is fondness, a form of love indeed, and it was made manifest by that man's appreciation to what you provided. Oh, so this love nonsense, why, it's not nonsense at all, is it? It's quite wonderful, actually. I liken it to that feeling when my bird and I settle down for an afternoon nap in Twelfswood, when I tuck myself under his wing and we are warmed by the sun breaking through the trees. Perhaps you haven't mastered the concept entirely, but I do believe we're making strides in the right direction. You certainly seem more attuned to the ways of the heart than when we first made your acquaintance, at any rate. Now that all 3 packages have reached the right hands, let's return to Mikota's amphitheater. No doubt Koopa Koop is anxious to know how Pukti fared.
And Pukti's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Yeah, but there's been several instances that Theron has wanted to grab Moogles by the palms and beat them together.
Yeah, and we're coming up on most of those story-wise.
There are NPCs under here somewhere.
'Tis but a rumor.
Astrid! Let us inform Koop to Koop of our efforts. I'm sure he's on pins and needles. Our emissaries of ardor and affection are returned. I trust all is well in the hearts of the realm. Does the language of love still elude our perplexed post-Moogle? Yes it does. Pukti!
Here they are.
No, I'm on Pukti.
Oh, Pukti. Oh,
Yeah.
right. There's 2 Moogles.
There's 2 Moogles. No, I can't say for certain. I
Which
believe
might be one too many.
You said it. I didn't. Though I can't say for certain, I believe I'm beginning to understand why everyone is always nattering on about love this business. These mysteries are a little less, well, mysterious. Okay, Gupta.
Here they are, our agents of affection. Our heralds of the heart, returned at last and not before time. Kubo! Tell me, how went your deliveries?
Splendid, each and every one. The recipients were all thrilled to receive their parcels, and I'm pleased to say that Pukti Pico learned something along the way. Yes, I believe I did. Love is, well, it's quite a bit more complicated than I first imagined it to be. There are hidden depths to it, ones I didn't see before. I may not be an expert on the subject yet, but I would like to think my ignorance is not quite as dire as it was before.
You're making progress, certainly. I'm glad of it. And just so long as you did not offend anyone, I could not ask for more. Anywho, I am indebted to you, Astrid, Ladonia, Brenna, Talon. You have spared at least 3 citizens of the realm from potential cruelty, however unintended it might have been.
You're welcome?
No, I'm being too harsh. Pukti, you have shown a true, concerted effort to understand the labyrinthian complexities of the heart. and as a reward, I am inclined to set to you another task. Yes, because the reward for a job well done
is another job.
For in truth, your work is not yet finished. Much more is there to be done this Valentine's Day, Kupo. When you've the time, speak with me again, and I shall tell you all about it. And this is the important quest. Love's Labors. Koopka Koop has a matter of the heart on his mind. There you are, and not a moment too soon. Your unwavering devotion to the ways of ardor and affection, love and romance, courtship and intimacy is both commendable and deeply appreciated. So, to the task of which I spoke. It involves a woman by the name of Alois, who only just posted a parcel with no small amount of urgency. However, she then returned, begging us to call off its delivery, a highly unusual request, and her eyes twin pools of sorrow, Kupo. She fled straight away, ere I could even get my bearings, let alone ask what troubles her so. Will you help me seek her out? You are too kind. Now, as for this young woman, she is an Elysian of great beauty, and thus should not be an easy one to overlook. Last I saw of her, she had just made a sharp left at the fork in the road, unless my eyes deceive me.
To the left, you say? That way lies Great Lone Growery, if I'm not mistaken. I will accompany you there, Koopta Koop. Rena? Ladonia? Talon? Pukti Poo?
I wasn't going to say a thing on that one.
That's...
You know, she can go to any adventure if she wants to be put down like that. Wow. Torpedoed yourself below the waterline. Blub, blub, blub. Okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute break while Rena continues laughing.
Did we break her?
No, she broke herself. It's the silly thing.
What's that? Is my mic tends to cut me out whenever I laugh.
Yes, yes.
Excuse me.
Just blame it on the Moogles.
It's always the Moogle's fault. Rena, Ladonia, Talon, Pukti Pico, you two will look to Novika's altar. Should you come upon her before we do, come find us at the Growery. Sorry about that, guys.
Don't apologize to us. Apologize to Pukti.
Do I have to?
After that one, yes.
Sorry.
After that horrible mangling of her name and then laughing at it.
Oh, come on, you were laughing too, and you know it.
A little. But I didn't say it. Yeah.
Excuse me. Air. This woman here, could this be Alois? I'm not much of a stereotype, but I know an Elysian when I see one.
Good enough.
Who? Me? Yes, I'm Alois. Why do you ask? Gupta Coop wants to see me, you say? But whatever for? He's beside himself with worry, Kupo. He told us you turned tail and darted off, looking dreadfully stricken, downright morose. You can understand his concern, surely. I see. I owe him an apology for worrying him as I have, and an explanation for my frantic flight as well. Gupta's still in Miketo's amphitheater, correct? I'll go to him at once. Actually, never mind. She's gone already. I suppose I shall go fetch him then, shall I? Meet us at the amphitheater, Rena, Ladonia? Oh, and, where'd Taylor go? Yeah, I guess she took off too. Do hurry. We wouldn't want her dashing off again.
Rena's having a hard night.
Yes, I am. Sorry, Talon, I saw you take off and it's like, oh, Talon left. That is okay. Play at your own speed. You know we're slow as molasses.
Actually, I was there the whole time. I just moved out of your camera view.
Oh, jeez. Dixie bun is Dixie.
Exit stage left.
Out of sight, out of mind. There are people under here. Yes. Checking with Astrid. Let us speak to Alois. Find out what upsets her so. Such a look of heartbreak as ne'er I've seen on a woman. There must be something we can do for her. Gupta.
How fortunate you were to have come across her with such ease. In retrospect, I realize my description was rather subjective.
We'd at least better get to another epiphany about love for our troubles. Really?
Yep.
First, let me start by saying how grateful I am to you to think to come to check on me. The truth of the matter is, I've received an offer of marriage. I meant to accept, which is why I came to you initially, Gupta, to see that my reply would be delivered safely. However, as I was writing to tell him yes, I found myself hesitating more than I ought to have been. I began to wonder if I was making a terrible decision, not only for me, but for him as well. The man who seeks my hand is an Ishgardian noble and goes by the name of Ulzamil. At the moment, he is quite ill and is seeking treatment here in Gridania. Do not misunderstand me. I was overjoyed to hear of his devotion. A life spent with him would be a wonderful thing, but I am no noble. I am the most common stock, no more special than a weed underfoot. I wasn't raised with the aristocratic manners of the future wife of his requires. Who am I to marry into nobility? I must destroy my previous missive and pen a new letter, one that tells him I can't go through with it, but the one I'll hand deliver. I won't have an emissary of love delivering such ill tidings. Now, I don't pretend to be an expert in the ways of the heart, but isn't love the desire to be with someone forever and on? The desire for a trusted partner in this world, someone with whom you could share your joys and your woes? If you care for him, be with him. Wouldn't it upset you to do anything but? It certainly seems to have. I may not be much of an expert with this, but I do know that if I and my chocobo were separated, I wouldn't like it. Not one bit. And I don't believe giving up is the solution, Kupo. Verily.
Out of the mouths of Moogles.
Yeah. Verily, I myself am from Ishgard nobility, and thus can speak from a place of authority. To each of our own houses has its own traditions. It is our titles that connect us, not our principles. Before making your decision, seek the counsel of your beloved and learn what his family values. I couldn't agree more. After all, it is doubt you harbor, not the lack of affection. If you believe his heart to be yours entirely, then trust that he will listen to your troubles and that you and he can solve them together. Why not send one more letter explaining what it is that vexes you? Yes, I see your point. It's unfair of me to hide my feelings like this. He's owed to my honesty, but how does one even write such a letter? I wouldn't know where to begin.
Dear John.
That's what I
That
said.
was horrible! Ladonia!
Let me.
And
If the headphones will let me for once.
you call yourself an agent of ardor and affection! Oh! You are a mean bun bun! Meanie! Meanie! Perhaps you should explain your apprehension about fulfilling your duties as a wife to a man of a great house. Make it clear that, should you decide to join his social milieu, you would require time to study, learn, and train before you are comfortable. A word of warning, though, to compromise the very woman you are in order to bend to the rigors of nobility may leave you jaded, haggard, and altogether infuriated. Thus, I suggest you first inquire as to whether his family is capable of accepting you as you are. Why not simply write down all your worries? I don't fancy myself a poet of passion or what have you, but there's something to be said for getting everything out in the open. Your mic cut out again, didn't it?
I don't think so.
Okay, this one's your line.
I know. I'm still a little broken myself.
You did it to yourself this time.
Well, it was your reaction that aided and abetted this. All of these ideas have a great deal of merit, and each should be given due consideration. Ladonia, Rena, Talon, what say you? Which of these notions has struck a chord with you?
I actually put it out all on the table.
Tell him exactly what concerns you.
Uh-huh. And no, dear John.
Now, that was, for what she was specifically asking after. It isn't necessarily the best thing for her to be doing.
Thank you for your insight, everyone. I believe I know what I must do now. Let us fetch you parchment, quill, and ink. Fortunate that you have us, for we emissaries are never far from our instruments of the poetist. Why, I shall even provide you with Valentine's Day themed stationery. There, it's all done. Now all that's left is for him to read it. My darling is likely in the gentry's ward. I know he enjoys sitting in solitude on a bench not far from the gates. He'll be there like as not.
And that's where we shall try first. We will be back with his response as soon as we're able.
Tally ho, Brain! Love's work awaits! Lisette. Will this be a day of rapture reconciliations or doleful dissolutions? Either way, we are Ardor and Affection's most faithful agents, and we have a duty to see this through to its conclusion. I'm a touch anxious to see how this unfolds. Keep your tissues close at hand. We may yet be consoling a very distraught woman.
You still have your tissues? I heard that, at least from the other room. Not so much over the mic.
Oh dear, I'm so fidgety. I just can't sit still for nerves. No, I can't take it any longer. I refuse to stand idly by while my future is decided without me. That does it. I'm going to the Gentry's wards this instant. Adelaide, you can't... and she's gone. Our duty as emissaries of love and affection demand that we see that lovelorn lass through this trying time. I shall meet you at the gates of the Gentry's ward.
Great. Well, Lisette, you coming? Oh, she's staying here.
Yeah.
I suppose somebody has to man the amphitheater.
Either that or the sylphs will come in and put vegetables all over the place.
I'm sure they'll only do it out of love. Love and pranks.
Yeah. Yeah, and here they all are. Huckty. Oh goodness, my tummy has wound itself into a huge knot, Kupo! I must be more nervous than I thought. Gupta?
Ladonia, Rena, Talon, you're good to come, but leave us Poosmoogles to our work.
Hello, mister we've never met before. Nice to meet you.
Yes. Might I help you?
No, just passing through. Bye.
Pay no attention to the adventures behind the gate.
That's right. That man there must be Ezelmiel, the well-to-do beau of whom Adaloy spoke. I'm sorry to have run off again like that, but I just couldn't wait around twiddling my thumbs another moment more.
We have for you a letter. We have for you a letter from one Miss Aloys herself, Kupo. A missive for my love. Thank you kindly, Poosmoogles.
Perhaps it's not my place, but if I may... Alois thinks a great deal of you. We watched her as she wrote the letter you now hold, and we could see plain as day how much she cares for you. If there's a love to be found in this world, it's there, in every word she has put in that page. The heart and its intricacies aren't my forte, I admit, but if you even half as much affection for her as she does for you, then what you two share is something wondrous. I only hope you can weather whatever troubles come your way.
A heart isn't my forte, indeed. For one who claims such a thing, you show remarkable perspicacity in the matter. You are quite changed from the Moogle I once knew. Color me impressed, Kupo. You're good to concern yourselves over my and Alois's affairs. Your kindness does you a good deal of credit. Nope, pay no attention to the adventure behind the gate. I shall pin my response this instant. Can I trust that you'll deliver it straight to her once I've finished? We serve at your pleasure. Your trust is not misplaced in us, good sir.
Did you hear that? He's going to reply. We should return to Mikote's amphitheater at once. I don't want to be here when he set out our post-Moogle friends with all the way back here. Yes, it would be rather awkward if his letter had no recipient. Let's explain the situation to Lisette and wait for Pukti and Kupka's delivery. Oh dear. Yeah, that's basically the entire structure of this quest is basically the same structure as the post-Moogle quests from AAR, which we're skipping.
Kind of, but the travel distance isn't anywhere near comparable.
This is true. They literally sent us all over the continent and back on one quest. Well, more than a couple quests.
Most of the quests. None of them stayed inside of one city like this. They were all long-distance affairs.
Astrid? Let us hope this all ends with joys of tear rather than sorrow. Alois. I hope they return soon. Maybe I'm being silly, but I'd rather nervous to see what my darling has to say. Our emissaries of love and adoration and affection is with us once more. And now that we are assembled, we've only to wait the custodians of Emily's reply. I feel sick to my stomach. What if I've angered him? What if he calls off the whole engagement?
What if he doesn't? We have returned, and with your beloved's painstakingly pinned post in paw.
Bhakti Pico, I was drawn to your advice in particular. I wrote down all my worries, concerns, and questions in a clear, concise fashion, and he responded with, well, with some confusion, it seems. Although now, at least, he's aware of my troubles, and for that he says he's grateful. He's very sweet here, you see. He tells me that together we'll go down this list of mine and solve one problem at a time. Where we live, how we'll be, is up to us to decide, not his family.
I have come to ensure my letter has reached you and see if you have yet read it. After all, you did the same for me. It would be unkind not to return the favor, no?
Yeah, these two belong with each other. He's got her all figured out. Oh gods, how embarrassing. You got me spying on you, didn't you?
You're embarrassed? For what, pray? I found it endearing, my darling. Ah, these companions of yours, did they assist you in your writing to me? We are in your debt. Assist in the actual writing? No. Push her into it? Yes. Eloise, my love, what say you to tea at the Curline Canopy? There, we can discuss our future. A conversation which is long overdue, I should think.
Thank you, my friends. Where would I be without your help? And I promise yours will be the first invitations we post once we've settled on a day.
Goodness gracious me, do mine eyes deceive me? Buckty Pico, your palm! Why, it's adopted the very shape of the season, and is lovely beyond compare. Kupo, and 'tis much of a muchness with mine, so I flatter myself to think.
I can't rightly explain it, but seeing those two brought a flutter to my chest, a spring to my wings, and the next thing I know, my palm began to tingle in the most peculiar of ways. It's just so marvelous thing to know that we had a hand in ushering Ezzelmil and Aloy's story to the next chapter, and to think it was all performed strictly through the art of the post. Affectionate misses are more than just silly folderol I assume them to be. I see now that they show what's in our hearts like nothing else can, and we emissaries are their trusted custodians. That we are, Pukti. Only do remember that letters require more than just love. They also need the names and addresses. And speaking of names, perhaps you might bestow one upon a certain chocobo? Think of it as a show not only of kindness, but of love, too. A show of love, you say? I suppose you're right. I was never able to recall the names given by my Moogle acquaintances, but I bet I could arrive at something that actually sticks. I will give it some thought. I'm sure I've done to make sure I've done this for justice.
Quack quack! My once foolish fledgling has wings of her own at last. How proud I am to see you soar. You are a credit to the emissaries of ardor and affection with your heart-shaped palm. It is my most sincere honor to have you among our ranks, and I pray that you will continue this most revered work.
I would love nothing more. Kapo!
Kupo, kupo.
Ah, what joy to be blessed with so many couriers, and in this season of sublimity no less. 'Tis heartening indeed to watch our numbers grow and grow, and for with so many we can ensure that ardor and affections accompany all the fair creatures of this realm wherever their journey takes them. Master Barding, a festive suit of chocobo armor inspired by hard-working post-Moogles everywhere.
Yes. And Dralia has had the postmaster title up for ages. So Boko now is
an official post-Moogle. Or a post-Bow. Yes. Checking with the stat. How lovely it is that you taught Pukti Pico the meaning of love. I dare say you find yourself exhilarated and eager for more. I must admit that the change in Puckty's palm took me quite off guard. Does that happen often, do you think? Does it hurt?
Apparently it didn't hurt.
And there is actually a repeatable portion to this quest. I don't know if we want to do it or not.
Probably not.
It's mostly for confetti stuff.
Yeah.
But I am going to talk to the purveyor of love here. Do I want to buy a Valentine mobile? Oh, I bet you Theron would want a bunch of those for the new bakery. But that will be his problem to deal with.
Yes.
Shall we head to Limsa Lomenza and Costa del Sol? We'll probably log out
Yes.
there and not have time for the dungeon, but we can at least get the quest moving.
Yep. Yes, curds and sleigh.
Yes, curds and sleigh. And you know what this opens up?
Thank you, Koji.
And unfortunately, Koji didn't do much with Endwalker this time around. He's been busy with 16.
Yeah. And as for what it opens up, I knew last week.
Bray Flock's long stop hard.
Of course, cheese.
It's always about the gobby cheese.
Yeah, that scares me.
Oh, Coop to Coop, what are you doing here?
Yeah, okay. A heart-shaped palm is something to be proud of. Proof of the love in one's heart. Though I admit I'm a bit fuzzy on the details, Kupo.
Aha. And of course, look who we have over here.
Mm-hmm. A happy couple.
Next, I'm fretting over what to do. I shall make sure to consult my darling first.
That would be good. Alois rushed to my side when I took a turn in the middle of the street. That is how we met. I don't believe in fate, but 'twas certainly a stroke of fortune.
You two have a good life together. We're going to Costa del Sol and have some gobby cheese. Because gobby cheese!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take me to Limsa, please and thank you.
Tendramoy.
One flight to Limsa later. Oh god, the holiday quests.
Yeah.
They're always special.
Yeah.
And typically very lighthearted, which is a very good thing after the end of Endwalker.
You don't say.
Yeah, Theron is still recovering. He's still processing it all. Gyoto is currently asleep in his futon, and is like, so, do you want to start the new expansion? And he's like, throws me the bird, rolls over, goes back to sleep.
Sure, is that your reaction or his reaction?
His reaction. I'm going
You
to
sure?
Bulwark Hearts. I don't know if I'm ready for the expansion, but he wants to sleep, so I'm going to let him sleep for a while longer.
You sure he didn't go white mage and glare at you?
He totally would do that. Because, well, it is Gyoto, and he is the master of the glare.
Yep.
I mean, there's times where, one of the buddies he tends to run with, oops, wrong way, is, Suki, who's also a male Aura. And when they get grumpy at the duty finder, they start glaring at it and it starts popping. It's
right.
hilarious. Nothing can resist the double glare of a male raw. Especially Kyoto, because when I did the character creation, I turned his glare up to 11. Oh, sorry, Taylin. Our bad.
Nah, I got lost.
Unfortunately,
Limbs is a good one for that.
we might have to get to Limsa and then call it, because my old person gut is hitting again.
Oh dear.
But we shall see. I'm doing my best here.
All we
Word to
all we
wise
ask.
from someone who has gone through it all already. Don't get old. It sucks.
Still beats the alternative.
Yeah, being dead.
Yeah, it's the only way to avoid getting old. So far.
Or top scientists are on the job.
Yes, top men are on the job. Ooh, top men.
Costa del Sol. We need to go visit Westgate. And happy chipper music.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the Endwalker soundtrack now on pre-order, correct?
Yes, I pre-ordered it yesterday with my all the money I'm earning from my extensive wargaming empire.
Hello,
Just to
Westgate.
say, Wargame Vault pays me on my PayPal account every couple of months, and I used my PayPal money.
Why not?
I'm basically keeping it as something of a fund for mostly actually war games, and maybe if I bid on old issues of Panzerfaust. But
Oh, by the way, Ladonia, I don't know, Taylin, there's a bun here, a male bun, as Reaper, and he's wearing the hat.
the hat.
Yes, the Reaper hat is bun compatible. That's awesome.
Okay.
Hello, Whisket.
Adonia, Rena, I shall have to thank Dristwelds, for he was good as his word. He promised he'd find you. I'm lucky to have such friends. What can I say? In the company of heroes, you keep good company. Ha! And that's what I need your help with. I'm sure you'll remember Brayflox. In a bit of trouble she is.
She's always in trouble.
Yeah. As the captain of the guards here, I can hardly go charging off to her rescue. Yet, would I forsake a friend? Never. And so I thought of you two. Truly, your timing is fortuitous, and your fortitude unmatched. If there's any who can help our mutual Gabi friend, it's you. Now, off you go then, to Brayflox's long stop.
Really? Really? Usually these dungeon quests give you these huge long introductions. You give us like a paragraph and tell us to be off? How are we going to fill the rest of the time?
Admittedly, the hard mode ones have been tending to do that.
Oh, I suppose. Humph. So, got any Gabi cheese?
All out.
Got some nice fruit here, though. But yeah, running Brayflox will take longer than the time we have left for the stream, but we've got a lot of time left. What should we do? This bun is confused.
Be confused?
Yes, we are very confused buns. Well, hopefully next week we'll be able to get to 71 or 81 for Heaven on High. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Also, since Rylea has opened up the class quests for magic and for healing, I don't know if we want to stream those or not.
I was figuring we probably did. I was wondering if we want to do them more or less now, or wait until the next couple get opened up and just do all 4 over the course of a week or 2.
I would actually prefer to kind of spread them out a little.
Okay.
Especially if they're anything like the range DPS. Yeah, let's spread those out, please. I don't know if my heart can take it. Holy moly!
Well, I suppose one question is, which one do you want to do first?
I vote heals.
Okay.
Because that has an important story point that I don't want to go into.
Have you been spoiled?
Yeah, someone spoiled me.
Did you slap their hand?
Yes.
Good. Do it
Yes.
again. One more for Jenny and the Wimp.
So I guess we're going to go ahead and cut early. Thank you all very much for joining us this holiday season. We will be back on Saturday for Heaven on High and Sunday for the Buns, and probably Monday tomorrow for the start of the Healer Quest. And if these are anything like the quests for
Shattered
ranged,
Ringers? Oh, okay.
they're going to take 2 nights.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking healer this week and then magic DPS next week. Or the week after.
That would be good.
In any case, thank you all very much. You guys get a good night's sleep. Be safe, be well, and hope to see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Everyone have a great night.
Not everyone.
Night.